welcome back to RachandBella Crafts. Rachel here. I hope you're well. So here we are on our final weekend of the How To Botanical collaboration, and what a fantastic week we've had again. So we had Miranda from Sunshine and Grace. She brought us her beautiful snippet notebook. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but she made a beautiful notebook that you can put into a journal or have it on its own, and she covered it with snippets of lace. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. If you haven't yet seen it, go and check it out. Then we also had Marcy, who brought us fussy cuts and things you can do with the fussy cuts, and she also did some freebie files on this, so make sure you go and check out her video if you want to be able to download the freebie, because I think she's done some as PNG as well, so if you need to, then you can load those into your Cricut software and have them cut by your print and cut machines. And then we had the mini tag journal from Mehataj at Boho Needs, which was absolutely beautiful. And she did a bohemian style mini journal, and that was absolutely outstanding. So what I'm going to do with you now today is I'm starting to use up some of my scraps now as I finish off the journal for the giveaway at the end of the collaboration. And I am going to start using up these little bits and pieces. So I thought I'd do some simple pockets today, just something a little bit, you know, of an alternate way of doing it. And it's really simple and really easy, so it shouldn't take up too much of our time. So what I've got here is some kit pages that I did print. I wasn't sure what I was using for. They came out just single-sided, so I didn't really want to use them as actual pages in the journal. And they obviously are cut to just slightly smaller than A5. And I've got obviously some single ones, and then I've got some printed fabric that Mum did for me a couple of weeks ago. And then this side I've got some A5 cuts of, this is some dyed paper. I've actually dyed that using raspberries, I think they were. Raspberries? Yeah, raspberries. And that is just, yeah, that's the same one. I think I dried that into the fire and it went all crinkly, but that's fine. And then we've got a bit of music paper. So what we're going to do is, like I say, it's really, really simple, but I just think it's just a nice addition because it'll be something a bit different and it brings a bit of the kit into your journal. So whatever you're working on, so fold your A5 page in half, and then we're going to take then one of our leftovers. Now I've torn these so that when I place my kit page over the top, you will see just a bit of the edging of the, I mean, I know I could have done them by just simply folding these and having a single skin pocket, but I just thought by doing it double, we're not only giving ourselves more pockets and tucks, but it just looks nice, doesn't it? Because it's giving it a bit of an edge. So what I'm going to do is now you don't have to do this, you can just do this as it is, just like this now, but I'm just going to quickly nip over and stitch around the edging of both sides, and then I'm going to show you where I'm going to glue so that we can make the most out of our pockets. But before I do that, I'm just going to finish folding the rest of my pages so I can do it all in one go. So I hope you've all had a really good week. Been super busy with work. We've been doing interviews for a new post in work, and yesterday I actually had a really good day because I took some of my colleagues up to one of our first VI tennis social things, because one of our rehabilitation officers has been trying really, really hard to get a bit of a collaborative partnership thing going with some of the disability sporting organisations and our local sport organisation to try and get a project off the ground for VI tennis, which VI, if you hear me use the term VI, it means visually impaired. And I actually went along to their first social session yesterday morning, and it was absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it, really enjoyed watching my colleagues play and just seeing their reaction to the experience that it was for them. And it was great because my one colleague, she'd actually never played tennis, and you know, we were trying to briefly explain the rules to her at the start, but she just said, you know, I was there to take, you know, the footage and stuff, and do some videos and some photos for our social media, and also for our funding pitch. And she said to me after, when I sent her some pictures, that, oh, you know, my family will never believe I've done this. She said, send me some photos so I can show them. But she just said, you know, what an experience for them. So that was amazing. It was amazing to be able to be a part of that with them as well. So yeah, really good positive day yesterday. It's great when you can see the difference that the organisation is making to people's lives, you know. So yeah, been a really busy week. It seems to have flown by. We've got a lovely bank holiday weekend now to look forward to, which I can't wait. It's always a bonus to have an extra day off, isn't it? Right, this one here I'm going to do slightly differently. So as I said, I got this fabric swatch fabric printout of the kit that Bella did for me a couple of weeks back, and I'm going to pop this one onto the front, and I'm going to actually make this one a front pocket. So I just need something to demonstrate what I'm trying to explain to you. Do I have a small piece of paper? Oh, that'll do. Even better. Here we go. Right. So the idea with these pockets is that you're going to have a tuck there, and there'll be another tuck then hidden underneath. Because it's entirely up to you then whether or not you stitch these into the journal. But what you could also do, if you haven't yet bound your journal, is you could bind that into the centre of the journal and then glue it. So then you've actually got a pocket that sits in the centre that you can then access all sides of. Does that make sense? So if that's your centrepiece for your journal, even though it's glued shut, you'll be able to use 1, 2, 3 pockets, and it'll just flip over as a page. It'll be like a single page, if that makes sense. So that's another option for that. But this one here, I'm going to actually affix this to the front of the music paper. So I'll have a front feeding, a top feeding pocket there, and then we'll have a pocket on the side here. So I'm just going to nip over and do some stitching, and I will be straight back. Okay, so I've done some of the stitching so far. I've put this little bit of fabric that was printed onto some just the dyed paper, stitched that onto the paper first, and then I've stitched that then onto this music paper. I want to do a little bit of embellishing on here first, then before I just seal it shut. And then with all of the other bits of paper then, I have now gone and stitched around each edge. So they are all ready now to be assembled and then embellished. So let's just have a quick look at which one I'm going to put with which. I think I like that on the very dark blue, because we've got lots of blue. Now this is one I would probably be really inclined to use as a middle. I'm saying to you, right, you could, you know, stitch it into the centre, because bind it into the centre even, because I like both sides. So I may do that. I may actually just seal those pockets on there, leave that open until then it actually goes into the journal, and we'll just go ahead and embellish it in a second. Ready. So that's that one. This one then, I may put that one on there and that one on there. I think I should do it the way around. Have a quick look a minute. I've done some different stitch edging on yeah, no, I think that one on there, because it's a bit of a thingy on the eye otherwise, isn't it, with all the extra stitching. So we're going to have that one there, and then we're going to embellish this one, and then we'll have this one on there, and we will embellish this one. So I think, isn't it difficult, because sometimes I'm always afraid I'm going to just stick things down too soon. So I think before I stick them down, I'm just going to look at embellishing them, just in case I want to do any extra stitching. Because you can guarantee I'll stick it down and I think, oh, that would look so much better stitched around. So I've actually got quite a little pot here now full of all bits and pieces that I've been keeping. Some that I've, you know, these are all like the ephemera bits and pieces and like the elements of the kit. I got all sorts in here. So we've got all these like little tabs. I did a huge load of cutting last week with the Cricut. I think I did explain though, although it wasn't actually centered properly at the time, so some of my cuts are a bit off, but that doesn't matter. I can, you know, ink up the one side and it's practically unnoticeable then. So I'm just thinking we might just make some really cute little cluster things to go on top of here now, using up some of these leftover elements and some of our words. Yeah, we've got some pre-inked words there. We've got some butterflies there cut on the cricket. Oh, we've even got a word there that's already been stitched onto something. So, you know, where we've been doing each different project, I've had bits and pieces left over, which is always great. And now is a good time to use them up, I think. Now, these words might be a bit small for the front of these, so I might go with the bigger ones. I don't think there's anything else that I want from there. Perhaps that maybe. Ooh. Yeah, okay. And then maybe we'll have one of these cute little bees. I know they don't really go, they're not very botanical, but I think he's cute. So, who makes these rules anyway? Aren't we meant to be free creators? I don't know why we worry so much. Okay, let's just take this mist cut edge off here, because that cricket is, well, she's behaving better now that I've collaborated. It was my fault, I'd forgotten to do it at the beginning. So yeah, I hope you've been enjoying all of what has been on offer this week. The collaboration has just continued to go from strength to strength, to be fair. The girls have just been absolutely amazing. So many ingenious ideas, and you know, the thing is, it's the kind of ideas that we'll be able to come back to again and again and again, you know, in the future, because you'll be able to reuse them for other projects that not necessarily botanical. That's the one great thing about it, you know, is that you can transfer the ideas over to other projects. So, you know, that's always great. It's not limited, you know, to just, you know, what you're working on at the moment. So what words are we going to have here then? Let's have a quick look. Oh, flora. I think that's a good, strong botanical word, isn't it? So a bit of flora on here, as we say. So we went to the cinema last night. Watched, I think it was, well, it must have been a comedy because the people in the cinema were laughing quite a lot. It was quite funny. With Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. I think it was called something like The Lost City, because yeah, I mean, she's always very funny. I love Sandra Bullock. She just never changes. She's always consistent. She's great. It's the facial expression. She does the kind of very, you know, the person who takes herself too seriously role very well, isn't she, I think. But yeah, she's great. And the guy from Harry Potter was in it, who actually now seems to play a very good bad guy in whatever he's in. Oh God, if I can't think of his name, that's disgraceful. He's a British actor as well. And we're all Harry Potter mad. I can't think, it's gone. I'm going to have to stop thinking about it now. It'll come back to me probably tonight as I'm trying to nod off to sleep. But yeah, so he played the bad guy, and then Brad Pitt kind of made a bit of a cameo entrance into it, and then disappeared fairly swiftly afterwards, which was always a bit of a shame, because again, we like Brad Pitt. But yeah, it was really funny, and having watched, I'm quite a big Channing Tatum fan, having watched him in quite a lot of films where obviously he plays kind of the hero, and he's, you know, a bit kind of you know, he's got a bit about himself. Well, he wasn't like that in this film at all. He was trying to be the hero, but he was obviously meant to be a bit daft as well. So yeah, it was good. It was all good fun, and what you need really on a Friday night. Nothing too serious to have to concentrate on. So enjoyed that. We snuck our takeaway pizza in with us in our bag. So we were running a bit late actually, because we missed the first 5 minutes. Because we were running late down there, because Mr. had to go and have his haircut, and that had overrun, and by the time we got down there then and quickly ordered a pizza, they're like, oh yeah, sorry, it's going to be a delay, it's 20 minutes wait tonight, which he told us after we paid for it. So we were like, oh, okay. But there we are, it's worth the wait. So yeah, nice to just get out and do something that's not work and not housework and not trying to meet a YouTube deadline or something, you know. So I mean, both of us are working pretty much 7 days a week at the minute, so it's good to grab the opportunity to do something as and when you can, really. They say all work no play makes Jack a dull boy. Well, that is never a true word spoken. So we've got a couple of busy weekends coming up now in May. Race season has started again. So we'll be off to, I think, London at the end of the month, where he's racing in the 100-mile bike race. So that'll be, oh, I hate it. You know, ever since I met my partner, he's done marathons and one thing and another, triathlons, bike races, but the longer ones always, you know, you're always a bit worried. You're always relieved when they come round the corner on the last bend, like, ah, there it is, all done, all good. Everything's fine. It's a long old wait otherwise, but yeah, keeps us busy, keeps us out of trouble. So yeah, and like I say, he'll go off and do his race, and then I tend to go and do a bit of nosing around museums and stuff in that time. So that's also quite nice. A bit of R&R of a different kind. And then I would have liked to have gone and had a look at Buckingham Palace, but I don't know if it's open. I don't know. I'll have to have a little look actually, because we've been up to London a couple of times, but I've never managed to go in to the, saying that, it probably won't be open actually, because I think we're up there the weekend before all the Jubilee celebrations. Because of course it's a big month coming up. We've got our lovely Queen. She's just celebrated her Jubilee, and we've got lots of things going on now next month, well the end of next month, because we're having in work we're doing a picnic in the park for all of our service users. So we're just trying to organise transport and what have you to get them all there, because where we're based, our offices, we're actually right next to a large local park. So we spoke to the council. There's like a big bandstand thing there. We spoke to the council and asked if we could go and use the area there and take some tables and stuff up and play some music and do a little tea party for everybody. So it's a bit of a bring your own picnic and we'll provide the cakes sort of event. But I just thought it'd be nice to get them all together, and you know, they're all still kind of getting used to coming back out and doing things. So what better opportunity? And of course, it's for a lot of them, it'll be, you know, bring back lots of memories. I'm sure they've all celebrated lots of jubilees over the last decades, and yeah, so just hope now that we have some good weather. Because traditionally in this country, you can guarantee you arrange to do something and it blinking rains. So hopefully not on this occasion. Hopefully we can just have, as they say, a jolly good knees up, and they will enjoy themselves immensely, I'm sure. So I've got to do a quick bit of research now after and have a look for music of the era to get all of that ready, and then we're looking for some games to play with them then, that our VIPs, as we call them, our visually impaired people, or our very important people, as I like to say, games that they can play and take part in. But, you know, obviously for health and safety reasons, that isn't going to put them at risk. So we've had a couple of suggestions. One of the rehab officers said, well, why don't we do a bit of welly wanging? That's one you don't want to say too quickly. Now, I don't know if you all know what wellies are, but in the UK, your wellies are your Wellington boots, your rubber boots. So, you know, waterproof boots that you wear when you want to keep your feet dry. I don't know, is that a British thing? Wellies? I think it is. But welly wanging is where you have a welly and you have to throw it as far as you can. And then obviously the person that throws their welly the furthest is the winner of the welly wanging competition. But the thing is, as long as we stand with them and pass them the welly and point them in the right direction, that they can all have a go at that. So I think they'll find that quite fun. And the fact that the rehab officer suggested it makes me feel quite confident that it'll be okay. As long as there's nobody walking through the park at the time, supporting, suspecting, you know, tourist walking past and just tends to have a Wellington boot lobbed in his head or something. I'm sure it'll all go swimmingly on the day. I think they'll all have a great time. What are we going to put in on here now? Let me think. No, not that. Well, we've kind of already got that there. So what if we go for like a central? Is that too big? Yeah, it is a bit in that circle. Sometimes it's really easy embellishing and decorating things, and then other times it's just really not. I quite like the idea actually of popping that there and then having a little tuck under there, and then perhaps we'll stitch that to the front there with, what have we got here? Maybe a word on, a number on there maybe? Perhaps like that, because we stitch that across, and then we can tuck then, you know, you can tuck whatever you want under then, can't you? But you can have one that size, or you can pop one under there that size. If it's obviously cut straight. But I think that'll be something a little bit different. Perhaps we put the chicky one under there then. I like that one on there, I think. But I need to cut that straight, or I need to at least stitch around the edge of that so that it goes under properly. I just quickly ink that. So yeah, we were also trying to see then what other, I said, well, why don't we try and play some games that we used to play as children that you had to have a blindfold put on for. So again, we all got the same kind of disadvantage, or rather advantage. So we were thinking of like pin the tail on the donkey. So that's a good one. Again, we can all, you know, they can all take part in that and we'll have a go at that. I don't know, if you can think of any ideas for games, pop them in the comments, because we're open to all suggestions. This is the thing when you're in a creative role, you're constantly trying to be creative with things, and then sometimes your brain just is like, enough, I can't think of anything new. I do like hearing other people's ideas. I like fresh thoughts. I think it's always good to have fresh ideas from other people, different perspective. You know, we never think that we've got all the answers. It's always good to hear other people's suggestions, isn't it? It's how we learn, it's how we grow. So yeah, and we've had another lovely week in the office with our resident guide dog now, because there's a new member of my team. She has a guide dog. Her name is Philly, short for Phyllis, and she is adorable. And she's taken now to lying on the floor at my feet, the other side of my desk. And she's so funny because you get up, and I feel bad because, you know, I'm up and down quite a bit doing different things, especially when walking into the print or whatever, or up and down getting the door, and she doesn't move, she just lies there. And one of my colleagues the other day, one of the young lads off my team, he's also VI, and bless him, he went to walk through the one room and she just led there, and he almost went sprawling over the top of her. So I was like, come on, Philly, you need to know when to budge along, girl. But yeah, she's very sweet. So it's nice having a dog in the office. Actually, it's good for well-being, definitely. And she's good company when it's quiet there. I quite like that. Right, I'm going to go and stitch that on there, that on there, and then I want a word on here. We don't want anything at the top because there's going to be a tag of some kind sticking out of there. I just want something on the front, and I wanted to stitch it into place. So do I go with that one there, or where's the other word I had? I thought I had another F word. Fern, flora. Did I use that one there? Foliage. Should we go for foxglove? No, they're not foxgloves, are they? They are forget-me-nots. Did I do forget-me-not? And what are the other things? I can't quite see. Oh, they're bluebells. Right. Come on, Rach, you must have done one of these words. Probably not. I didn't think of it. Butterfly plant, specimen bay. Oh, I got a bluebell. There we go. I was thinking. Okay, let's do a bluebell. fit the theme. We like everything to go and to match, don't we? There we go. Right, just quickly ink that, and then we will stitch and we will be done. Sorry about the noise, guys. It's got to be done sometimes. There, Bluebell. That bunny looks like she could be named Bluebell, doesn't she? What else can I put on the edge of there? Think. Oh, I know. Bit of cheesecloth maybe behind it. Yes, definitely. And that will just give it a little bit of dimension, won't it? So this, that should do it. Oh, what's that on my leg? So if I just stitch that kind of rather scruffily underneath, and then that's better. Right, ink, because it looks too clean. We can't have that. It needs to be a little bit like, you know, it's been through the soil. Get my greenhouse sorted out this weekend, get some seeds in. We're running out of time. Months are just flying, but I cannot believe it's May tomorrow. Right, we'll be back in a minute. So there we go, we are all finished. So this is the pocket with the little pocket on the front that has been printed onto fabric. So as you can see, you can get a substantial size tag into the front of there. And then inside here then, we have got a perfect pocket size. Oh, wait, I didn't think, I wonder that'll go in there. No, just a tad too big. How annoying is that? But no, there we go. So we got a lovely big journal card space in there. And of course then, all according to how you affix it to your page in your journal. So just to give you a quick example, if I can turn the paper. When you glue this pocket in, if you only glue down the top and the bottom on the back, you have not only then got yourself a pocket there, but you then have given yourself almost a kind of belly band effect behind as well. So that's the one. Then we've also got this one here. And again, we have actually got 3 pockets in this because we've got one in the back that's a hidden pocket. We have got one here, and then we have got one here. And we've also made a little tag spot with this one. So we can put, and you can change then the image on the front, can't you? Which is quite nice. So when you glue this down, you will want to glue around that section there, making sure you leave that pocket there free. And it might not be a bad idea to put something in it with a nice big tab on before you stick it down, just so that you can see exactly what you're doing and where everything is going to go. But I think that looks rather cute there. So that's that one. And then our third one, again, same kind of design. We've just done the front slightly differently. So obviously where I've stitched all, doesn't it make a difference, mind, when you're using a nice dark thread and put the stitching round? Doesn't it really, like, just makes everything pop, even more so I think than us using the distress ink sometimes. So sorry, just my thoughts anyway. Do love a bit of stitching. So again, when you're securing this to the page, glue this side here, this side here, this side here. Not don't regret any glue there, because you're going to have a pocket there, you're going to have a pocket there, and you're going to have a pocket there. So that's another triple pocket, which I think looks fantastic, and it'll look brilliant when you've got your little tab sticking out. Also, just another thought, when you do put your journal cards in, we know that one doesn't fit, but you know what I'm saying, perhaps when you put your tabs onto the journal cards, put 1, 2, 3, so that from this edge then you can see that they have all got there's 3 journal cards in there. Just a thought, just a thought. And then the fourth one is this one here. And as I was mentioning to you earlier on, that I wanted to pop this into the center of my signature. So what I've done is I've stitched this pocket here closed, and I have stitched, where is it? This one, this pocket here closed, and I've left the center open so that I could pop it into my binding. And then all I'm going to do then is just glue up the sides there closed when I'm ready. And I'm absolutely certain that that's what I want it. Or of course what I could do is just leave it like that, leave myself writing space, and then have the pockets. So you've got so many options here, and all this has just been done with some dyed papers. and some leftover scraps. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And again, don't forget to show me what you've all been making. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll be back with you very soon. Take care now. Bye.